all your stuff. What can figure it out? That's how it chooses you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, Teresa. This is It Chooses You Smidgen edition.
Smidgen edition. Smidgedish, that's right.
I've always got to say it like that, Teresa.
I don't mind. I think it's great. And as I'm one of the only ones that listens, I'm one of the only ones that matters.
My audience loves me. That's what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. So for the Smidgen this week, I've been thinking a lot about the writer Samantha Irby, who I have loved for many years. You know, I think I probably over Christmas I bought her most recent book when it came out, but I haven't had time to read it until the holiday break, and I read it. And of course, it's wonderful.
What's it called?
So her most recent book is Wow, No Thank You. That's actually the title. Wow, no thank you.
I love it. I just want to say here that you introduced me to Samantha Irby, who I love as well. I've not read her most recent work, so I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah. So the message for our listeners is go now immediately and read everything she's ever written. And it's really easy to get started. She's got like a get you addicted method, which is she started as a blogger. She did a blog called Bitches Gotta Eat, and she's been doing that since June of 2009. Samantha Irby's a writer from Chicago. She now lives in Kalamazoo, Michigan. She's a New York Times bestselling author, and she's one of maybe 10 people in the world I know I would fuck up with if we ever met in real life.
Because you love her so much?
Because I love her so much, but also because I love her in a way that is like, I wish I could be as good at what you do as you are. Like, I want to do almost exactly the same thing. And it's different when it's someone in a different discipline. Like, there are musicians I'm impressed with, there are actors, there are writers, whatever, but she's so funny. I just want to make it clear, this is not like a discovery. I'm not finally gracing Samantha Irby with the white attention she truly deserves.
Right.
She's a better writer than me, and she's been doing it for a really long time. Everyone who makes a living being smart and funny already knows who she is. I'm just a fan, and I'm trying to tell people that she exists who may not know. So, Bitches Gotta Eat, which is her blog, it's like Sex in the City if the sex featured real people with Crohn's disease who were maybe fat but also really smart, and the city was Chicago.
Right.
Like that's the blog. Yeah. So also it's like if the Sex and the City crew were honest about how genuinely terrible most people turn out to be, including that really hot dude you're trying to fuck.
And if the characters from Sex and the City were like super smart.
That's right. Yes.
And cutting and funny.
Exactly. If they had any level of self-awareness beyond how their hair looked that day. Samantha Irby also notices how her hair looks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying she's better than Sex and the City. That's the takeaway. I just noticed that dude is only one letter away from dud, and that cannot be coincidence.
Right.
Like that's just your clue as to what that's like. Yeah. So her first book is called Meaty, Meaty, Meaty. And I'm very proud to say that I have a copy that has the original cover because I ordered it because I was reading her blog and she's like, hey, I'm putting a book out. And I was like, I will take that. It now has a cover that matches her later novels. But as we know, this is how book nerds assess cred. I don't have the movie cover, okay? I have the original cover of her first book.
Teresa Sparks is a Samantha Irby hipster, basically.
Right. Here's the proof. I've loved her longer than you.
That's right. I liked Samantha Irby before she was even cool.
No. She was always cool.
Yeah, that's true.
So her second book is called We Are Never Meeting in Real Life, which when it came out, I was like, oh, is that title? Does she know that I'm desperately trying to figure out a way to go to Chicago and run into her at these clubs she goes to? I felt like maybe she knows that there's a collection of people who are all like, no, I definitely want to meet her and hang out with her. So it felt a little on the nose for me personally in my lovely paranoia that says that even the titles of books of very talented best-selling authors are about me, right? It's amazing. My ego is amazing.
Well, I mean, what's the other option, really?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, and you and I are lucky enough through our friend, Emily K. Harrison, to know a comedian from Chicago named Kelsey Huff, who has been out here to a theater festival we were both a part of. And Kelsey apparently was friends with Samantha Irby on Facebook because I messaged Samantha Irby on Facebook and I was like, hey, we don't got to talk or anything, but I really love you and I just need you to know. And I remember that I did that. And I thought we exchanged like 3 or 4 messages before I was like, I don't really have anything to talk to you about now that I've told you that I love you. I don't have anything. I'm not having the same experiences in my life as you. We don't really have a lot to talk about in a friend way. I just really felt the need to tell you how great you were. And of course, I have no evidence of that exchange. I went on Facebook Messenger and I can't find it. So maybe I dreamed the whole thing.
It was all a beautiful dream.
But I definitely recall being absolutely thrilled because she actually wrote back. She's like, hey, thanks. I mean, she didn't like write a dissertation or anything. She just acknowledged receipt. But still, amazing. And my belief that she and I exchanged Facebook messages once might actually end up being the highlight of my life. So I'm holding on to that really hard.
Even though there's no evidence.
Yeah, exactly. So she wrote, so this is, as I was looking, I was like, I think I have all of her books. I think I've read them all. Let me make sure. There's a mystery ebook that she wrote called New Year, Same Trash, Resolutions I Absolutely Did Not Keep. And it's the only book that has ever made me consider getting a Kindle because it's not a paper copy. It's only an ebook. Which
is like anathema for you.
I'm just not, no thanks. I like holding it.
I mean, for me too. Sorry, I didn't mean that to be. No. You're a book nerd.
That's right. I don't feel attacked. Isn't it funny how I can get defensive, but then not admit that I feel attacked? Isn't that entertaining? Then why are you getting defensive if you don't feel attacked? Shut up, Claire. Shut up is the answer. That's how.
When you say shut up, that's when I know I'm right. Just so you know. But I think you do. Yeah.
That's in the Teresa handbook, like guide to cleaning and maintaining your Teresa. If she tells you to shut up, that means you're right. Yeah.
I'm actually releasing that as an ebook on Kindle next year. So look for that, everyone.
So her most recent book, like I said, it's called Wow, No Thank You. She got married and she moved to Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so it's her mind and her way of looking at the world and her awareness and her sense of humor in a completely new environment, doing kid things and house things and PTA things and wife things. So it's really lovely. Again, if we're going to continue the Sex and the City BS metaphor, which is so easy, but of course that's why I chose it, because I'm lazy and it was easy. This is Sex and the City, except it's what it's like to be black and queer in rural America.
Wow.
Yeah. So everybody please immediately go out and find Samantha Irby. Oh, so the best thing. So this is the best thing. The tagline for her blog. It's bitches gotta eat at blogspot, or bitchesgottaeat.blogspot.com. She hasn't updated it since 2018, and I don't know if she's going to anymore. But there's a full 10 years of awesome posts. The tagline for her blog is books/snacks/softcore/despair. And her current ID website, which is I'm Samantha Irby, I write best-selling books, whatever that is. It's very simple and it just directs to her publisher and to her agents. But the featured image on that website is a toilet. Because her Crohn's disease is a major character in all of her books. So from my heart to all of your hearts, please go read Samantha Irby. She is the absolute business. That's it. That's the smidgen this week, man.
Thank you so much, Teresa. I'm so happy that you talk about Samantha Irby. She's so fucking talented.
So fucking talented. Yeah. All right. It's It Chooses You podcast at gmail.com. And we hope to hear from you. Have a great week, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Testing. Great. Thank you for listening to It Chooses You. Your hosts are Teresa Sparks and Claire Patton. Our theme song is by Bobby Dart. If you'd like to get in touch with us, drop us an email at itchoosesyoupodcast@gmail.com.